What's going on, guys? Patrick here, bringing you a brand new video. Today we've got another killer video for you guys, full of information. Today we're going to be looking at Bitcoin being at a very crucial point. We're also going to be looking at the halving coming up, as well as the potential altcoin season and tons of other news that went on in the cryptocurrency space. But guys, as always, before we get started with that, if you guys are interested in making money with cryptocurrencies, make sure you check out the first link in the description or the first link in the comments for the cryptocurrency trade alert group. I post every single one of the trades that myself and my team enters in this group. So if you're a complete beginner, if you don't have time to do technical analysis or you don't know how to do technical analysis, you can copy our exact trade. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to set up, and after that, profits are taken automatically for you. So it becomes very, very passive. We have altcoin trades, we have leverage trades, and we have the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space, full of people ready and able to answer any question that you have 24/7. We also have the free trial for 14 days. So guess what? You can jump in here risk-free for 14 days. And if you decide that this is not for you within those 2 weeks, that period of 2 weeks, if you decide that this is not for you, well, then you can simply cancel and you will avoid getting charged. So we're breaking all the barriers and allowing as many people as possible to test this out and see it for themselves. Just recently, we actually had 8 trades. You heard me right. 8 trades in the last like 2.5 days, which have been insane. And a majority of them have hit a ton of profits, from Bitcoin longs to Ethereum trades. And it's been a very good last 2.5 days. So for any of you guys who are inside there, congratulations. I'm sure you guys are excited. But let's get into the technical analysis. As always, there's a link to Bybit down below if you guys want to follow on the platform that I use. And if you want to get some free trading bonus, there's a link to that down below where you can sign up and claim that. But let's just dive right into it. There's a lot we want to talk about. First of all, how are you guys feeling? Let me know that in the comments down below. I'm feeling good. Again, not just because the last 2.5 days have been very, very profitable, but also because I just cold turkey cut caffeine the other day, like 3.5 days ago, and the first few days sucked, but I'm feeling really, really good right now. So I can't wait to get this video out. Let's dive into it. Bitcoin, ooh, look at where we are. We're at a very important resistance, right? So on the daily chart, you guys will see we've had this pattern drawn ever since late 2017, where Bitcoin had this huge run up. You'll notice first how this acted as support initially all the way back here, right? This is the first point, and you can draw it as a range, obviously, because there's some wicks below it, and same thing can be said here, but it acted as support all the way back here. From there, huge explosion to the upside. I'm sure a lot of you guys, if you guys were in the market, you remember how great it was. If you guys were not in the market, then you can't wait to see something like this again. But since then, we've been trading here. We had a little bit, of course, we dropped from there all the way down to 3.5K, bounced up all the way to 14K, then come back down, we bounced it again, and now we're all the way back touching this resistance over here. So Bitcoin's huge run up that we were talking about, although it was very bullish in there, and again, if you guys were in the right positions, you were able to capitalize significantly on those positions. However, if we have right now currently reached a point of very, very extreme resistance. Not only that, there's a range roughly around here as well. You guys can tell that has a little bit of resistance, but overall, this big line drawn to perfection, basically, we came and touched that resistance, and now we're starting to cool off. Look at where we are in terms of the EMA ribbon as well. We're very far apart, and usually what happens when we're very far apart is we either trade sideways like we saw here to allow the EMA ribbon to catch up, or we do have a little bit of a pull back towards the EMA ribbon in order, because usually just we don't have this big of a gap. Now currently right now, after touching this, we are starting another daily candle relatively sideways. Big gap from the EMA ribbon. I would not be surprised whatsoever if we did come back down and at least test the EMA ribbon as a support and see if we are going to stay above it again. If we stay above it and we start breaking above this pattern, I'm pretty confident in saying not only break above this pattern, but again, make another high, which we need from over here. I'd start to get very comfortable saying that, hey, it's looking like we might be starting into that bull run that a lot of people are interested in. But until that happens, we have to, keep calm. I see a lot of people hyping everybody up on YouTube, and I wish I could be the type of person that would just make those type of videos like Bitcoin to the moon every single day, and then I would get tons of views, tons of clicks, and everything would be great. But it's not the truth, right? I want to give you guys as much information, the truth, and not just hype you guys up, because the truth is, you hype people up, they love your videos and everything, then they go and try to apply things, they lose money, and the cycle just repeats over and over again. I'm trying to avoid doing that. So one thing I want to watch out for is, I mean, it's fair game for Bitcoin to come all the way down to 3.5K. Do I think that's going to happen? I think that would be the less likely scenario. A bit of a pullback would not be surprising whatsoever. Trading within, you know, a range over here would not be surprising whatsoever. However, all the way down to 3.5K, although we do have that strong support there, we also have strong support that you guys can see around this range over here as well. So that's around the $7,000 mark. Let's see exactly what Bitcoin does. I'm not going to jump into a $3,500 Bitcoin prediction because there's no reason for that as of right now, and I'm going to play things on the shorter time frames first. But let's go into that. Let's go into the shorter time frames and see what exactly is going on. 4-hour chart. A little bit of a different story than what we saw on the daily because we are currently at the top of the EMA ribbon. Of course, we have broken above it. We are, of course, on a bullish trend. We found support here, bounced off of that to our resistance, cooled off a little bit already because, you know, we don't have that big gap usually. So we cooled off from the resistance and now we are trading at the support. Let's see if we actually go into the EMA ribbon to test the bottom as support as well, which is obviously stronger support. Let's see exactly how that does play out. But that on the 4-hour has already started to happen. We already started to see that pullback. And if you were in the right position, you would have been able to capitalize on it. 1 hour, now look at this. On the 1-hour chart, we are above the EMA ribbon. It's a bullish trend. However, we are already testing the strong support that we have over here at the red ribbons. We're already testing these stronger supports. So we've, again, rejected off the resistance, came in here, tested it, bounced up a little bit, and now we are testing it again to see if we do just have another bounce, or if we break below, then of course on the 1-hour time frame, we would start to look a little bearish and start to adjust our positions towards that. But what exactly caused that Bitcoin price to explode upwards? Well, one thing that a lot of people have been attributing it to, I'm not going to say this is the only reason because that would be very, very silly, but you guys can see the EMA ribbon, not EMA ribbon, the CME futures gap. I always get those mixed up when I talk too fast. I do apologize. I did it again. CME futures gap over here. CME futures gap. We had it from the bottom of like 8,275 and the top was at like 9,050. That was a gap that you guys know usually when these gaps happen, they get filled sooner rather than later. And guess what happened? Bitcoin came down for a little bit, but it came right back up and it closed that gap. It filled that gap, and now again we're waiting to see what Bitcoin does from here. Daily time frame, like I said, there is room for a pullback. Is that going to happen? I'm not 100% confident. If I had to guess, I would say we're probably going to see a little bit of a pullback. However, sideways and then allowing the EMA ribbon to catch up is also on the cards. I just don't expect that we're going to have another huge explosion candle before the EMA ribbon at least starts to catch up a little. Now, moving on to talking about altcoins, because I mentioned a few videos ago that to keep an eye out for altcoins because they were at some support. Look at the weekly candle that came in. A lot of altcoins performing very well. Again, tons of money to be made if you are in the right positions there as well. In altcoins, you can even leverage some altcoins on BitMEX or Bybit. Some of the altcoins you are able to leverage. So there's a lot of opportunity to make money there as well. The dominance for Bitcoin is currently at 66%. Let's see how exactly that does play out. But I do think altcoins have room to move, and let's see how that does play out. Like I said, I think they have room to move. I am still looking at altcoins, usually tend to lag behind Bitcoin, but for the most part, let's see, like I said, how things play out. Bitcoin being at a crucial point, like I said, because it suddenly roared toward $10,000 in price, the big 5-figure market. A lot of people are keeping their eye out on that, but we did face major resistance, and to me right now, it's as much as it sucks and as much as I hate to do it, it's coming down to that point where we have to wait and see what Bitcoin decides to do, wait and see what the opportunities presented to us are given. Like I said, the last 2.5 days, we were able to enter 8 different positions, which is nuts and is way more than we usually enter in 2.5 days because we kept on hitting all our targets. But that's not always the case. Before that, there were some weeks that were a little bit slower and we had to wait, and the people who were patient enough to make it through that were then able to see the rewards of 8 trades in 2.5 days that did a great amount of profit. But one thing I did want to note as well, looking at the Dow Jones, because we know the traditional markets also play an impact and a lot of people are keeping their eye out on that as well. It started to recover a little bit. I'm not fully convinced that it's over. Of course, I said I have money set aside in case it does come back into in case it does drop some more, if it drops another, 20%, I have money set aside ready to put back into this as well to diversify my investments. I'm just waiting to see if that happens. If that doesn't happen, then great, I'm sat on cash. It doesn't matter, I'm gonna find the place to put that as well. And if it does happen, then I can dollar cost average in and jump in at the price that I'm comfortable getting in at, because I don't wanna get in when everybody else is getting in. Usually that's not the right time, right? But if we look at the chart, last 24 hours have been slow, relatively sideways action, like I said, after the big run up. So there's not much to cover over here. A 0.19% loss for Bitcoin means that altcoins are trading very, very sideways. Now, Bitcoin having 10 days, 17 hours, 55 minutes, 54 minutes now, we might as well start counting down. I don't know, what are you guys gonna do for the halving? I don't expect anything big to happen price-wise once we actually turn over, but I do expect that to be a moment where long term we start seeing a lot more bullish price action leading towards the end of the year, rather than just as soon as something happens, as soon as that ticker hits zero. I don't think we're going to see too much price action, but it's crypto. A lot of people FOMO. Who really knows? We could see some crazy stuff happen. So I'm going to definitely at least be looking at it. I'm looking at the charts at the time that the timer hits zero. Now, crypto traders begin to speculate on Kim Jong-un's Bitcoin because there's been a lot of rumors that he's dead. I don't want to talk much about that, but I thought this was a funny article to end it on because I personally don't think it's going to have any effect on the market, but some people, of course, need some headlines. So if you guys have any thoughts on this, let me know in the comments down below. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and leave a comment down below letting me know what you think. And of course, be subscribed and have your notifications turned on so you can check back in to see every single new video that we upload and stay up to date with everything going on in the markets. But guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week for another video.